All right, let's be real. AI is here to stay.
With AI.
AI is AI.
Jobs report shows some job gains in industries like healthcare, hospitality, and leisure, but concerns are growing about AI replacing some human workers.
You understand that AI is coming for jobs. Now, here's what I was thinking about today that I thought would be really cool to share with you guys. Employees are going to get replaced by AI, but entrepreneurs are able to utilize AI to get ahead. Now, what do I mean by that? If you're an employee, now I have a lot of friends that are in the traditional workforce, as you'd probably imagine, just the same as you. Let's go through some examples of different people and different types of jobs that people might be or should be or could potentially be replaced by AI in the next 3 to 5 years. First off, a good friend of mine from back at home, he works at a very top tier private country club. I talked to him extensively about this and he seems to disagree with me. We also disagree on some other things too, so I'm not really surprised, but AI is coming for a lot of golf course jobs. The grounds crew, which is what he runs at this country club, a lot of stuff in the next 5 years, maybe a little bit longer, is gonna start getting replaced by AI. I'm sure you've all seen the robotic lawnmowers that your friend or neighbor or somebody that you drive by has out mowing their grass. Well, those have been commercialized and they're now out on golf courses. It's very rare to actually see one, but it's legit. And they're getting better and better every single year. Husqvarna makes some really nice ones, and they're getting to the point where they're not just mowing the rough, now they're mowing fairways. It won't be long before they're able to mow the greens, and the GPS technology and the plot grid technology and all this different stuff that I don't even understand and you probably don't understand are gonna get so good to the point where they are actually doing a better job. They're able to mow in the middle of the night. They don't need to be able to see because they're using sensors. And a lot of that is going to be replaced. Even I saw a video just yesterday of a company that has a ball picker. So, you go to the driving range, hit balls out, and you get that guy driving around in the golf cart with the little thing behind it. And your goal is to hit the guy with the golf ball, teeing off golf balls at him, right? But that's actually, there's an AI version of that now as well. Autonomous golf ball picker that you can get for your driving range. It goes out, it shags all the golf balls, it comes back and it drops them into a bin, then it goes back out and it picks them back up again. And yes, those machines are expensive, but the hourly rate and the golf cart and the golf ball picker and all this other stuff, that's also expensive too. So it's not gonna be very long before a lot of that stuff is now being replaced by AI. And that's maybe something that you didn't think of, driving range and golf course maintenance people. That's a very simple aspect. I mean, we've all thought of people like working in the call centers or white collar jobs, or even a lot of the stuff that I'm doing on the side, marketing jobs. A lot of that stuff is being replaced by AI. You don't necessarily need to hire somebody for a website anymore. To get a top tier website, yeah, you still have to hire somebody because it hasn't advanced to that point. But in the next 5 years, a lot of people that are building websites, that are doing marketing, a lot of that stuff's gonna be replaced by AI. So if you're working for a company and you're building websites, you're the guy doing the coding and all of that. First of all, you're probably hip on all this stuff, so you know that this is a tool that you can use, so you're starting to use that, but it won't be long before that's completely replaced. There are some jobs, blue collar jobs, that are not gonna be replaced. I have one good buddy who's a horseshoer, and that is not a job that is gonna be replaced by AI. They most likely, not the near time frame, somebody that's gonna be able to come in, bring the horse out of the stall, get him set up, do all the work that he has to do. I've been with him a bunch of times, I've helped him before. That is not something that's gonna be able to be replaced. But there are so many jobs that are out there that are going to be replaced by AI. But like I was saying in the beginning of this video, if you are an entrepreneur, you can utilize AI to grow your business and keep yourself from getting replaced and actually leverage it to make more money with lower overhead. So the point of this video is that employees wait until they end up getting replaced and then they have to figure something out. And then entrepreneurs, they think in advance and they're taking advantage of this technology. They're utilizing it like I am right now, that with my YouTube channel, I can use ChatGPT to help me with ideas and write descriptions and all kinds of stuff like that. Entrepreneurs are taking advantage of it. Another industry that is going to be replaced by AI is Uber drivers. If you're driving Uber or you're working for UPS or USPS or any of these delivery people, whether it's delivering people or delivering packages or any of that, it's not gonna be very long before that's all automated as well. The Waymo cars, I'm sure you've seen that. It's not gonna be long before Tesla has their robo-taxis that are now gonna be replacing the Waymos because they're better technology. A business that I'm even starting that we're looking at utilizing autonomous vehicles to run that business as well. So we're gonna start off with drivers. We're gonna move right into starting to bring in autonomous vehicles to help deliver the people that we're working with. So the whole idea of this is over the next 5 to 10 years, we're gonna start seeing some really fast shifts in industry, in business, in jobs, and all of that. And we went through the whole industrial revolution where people went and they were working in factories and they're working blue collar jobs. You're going to the office every day. It's so fast, especially since COVID, that everybody is starting to work remote or hybrid at this point. And it's not going to be long before a lot of those jobs have completely disappeared and everything is going to completely change. And I don't know exactly how the government and countries are going to deal with the mass amount of people that are going to be unemployed from these types of jobs, whether it's some sort of UBI, which I am not a fan of, or something along those lines. But there is going to be some massive changes. And if you do any sort of history studying, research, and you look into the past and see the way that everything changed as soon as the Industrial Revolution, and then we got into the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, the way that things changed really fast. And you think about the way things are going to change right now, everything's speeding up at a light speed compared to the way that it used to go. And it's not going to be long before everything is changed again. I'm talking probably 2030, 2035. So there's people that might be watching this video that you're in college right now. And people like myself, I was born in 1980. So I went to school and high school all through the 90s. I went to college in the 2000s, and I was trained on a system of basically preparing you to be a worker, bee. You know, when you go to school, you got to be in your seat before the bell rings, right? And you got to go from class to class, and then they give you homework, and you got to be able to do your homework in a certain amount of time, make sure you turn it in. All that stuff is going to change really, really quickly. The whole idea of getting ahead in the future is to get ahead of the curve. And right now, the best thing that you can do is try to start some businesses. It's not easy. I understand that. I have a whole bunch of businesses that I'm working on currently, and I have a whole bunch that I've tried to start previously. And some of them work and some of them don't. And I completely understand the risk and being nervous about it. But if you watch my last video where I talked about that, the time is now to try to start something on the side. Try to start a business. Come up with an idea of something that you can do. You can utilize technology so you're not doing 40 hours a week, 80 hours a week of trying to grow this type of business. But you can start growing something on the side while you currently have a full-time job that's paying your bills, that's bringing in the income to feed your family, to pay for your rent, to pay for food, all this stuff. And over the course of the next 2 years, 5 years, you could grow that very part-time and get to the point where now you don't have to worry about being replaced. You can start to be the guy that's utilizing AI and utilizing technology to grow something on the side that's going to replace your income, versus the guy who's just sitting there being complacent, not paying any attention to any of the stuff that's going on in the world, and just get blindsided by this whole AI revolution. Now, the choice is yours at this point. You can sit there and you can continue going to work every day and hope that your paycheck keeps coming in for the next 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. It really depends on how old you are. If you're somebody who's getting close to retirement and you have all of your money put away, but if you're somebody who's in your 20s or 30s or even 40s like I am, you're going to be watching this video saying, shit, I have to figure something out, because before I get to retirement age, this whole shift is going to take place. Everything is going to change. And if you are the person that starts right now and starts thinking about what can I do to get ahead of the curve, to try to figure this out, to try to grow a side business, to become an entrepreneur, then you have the ability to actually save yourself and not get blindsided, not be crippled by this changing economy. So all I'm telling you is I'm not going to give you the answers because I don't even know if I know exactly what the answers are right now. But I do know that the answer is not to stay complacent, stay in your job, and keep just hoping that your paychecks roll in. But most people are going to end up getting replaced. And I just don't want you to be in the position where you weren't thinking ahead and you end up getting caught with your pants down and find out that you don't have a job anymore. So start thinking right now, what can you do on the side to grow this business, to grow something that you own? And then you can do things like I'm doing right now, where you can work from home, you can take care of your dog all day long. I have a friend that just started a new accounting job just the other day, and he's having to leave his dog home all day. And I offered to go over, and some other people have offered to take his dog out halfway through the day, but I hang out with my dog all day long. I take her for walks every 3 or 4 hours. She is so spoiled because I have the ability to work from home. I do my own thing. I don't have a boss. I don't have somebody telling me when I can and cannot do stuff. And that is the best freedom that you can imagine. And I just want that for all of you. So, if you're interested in starting your own business, I think that this is a great channel. You should hit me with a follow, give this a like, because as I'm learning, I'm sharing the journey that I'm going through right now. I'm not a guru that's going to have all the answers for you. I'm just somebody that I want to share everything that I'm learning as I'm trying to build this personal brand, as I'm building multiple other businesses. And hopefully you guys can get some inspiration from me. And then as I learn stuff and I share it with you, maybe I'll give you some tips that will help you in your own life and your own businesses. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.